Hi and welcome to Young Authors Academy Writing Topic of the Week. Today I'm going to talk about cliffhangers. So you've probably heard this word before. I'm going to explain a bit about what that means exactly and then explain how you can do a cliffhanger. So a cliffhanger comes at the end of a chapter and it's exactly what the word describes. So if you imagine yourself on the edge of a cliff and you're about to fall off, and all that apprehension about, well, what's going to happen if they fall off this cliff? Are they going to fall off it? Are they going to be saved somehow? If they fall off the cliff, will they be injured? Will they die? Will they somehow be saved? And that's exactly what it means when we're at the end of a chapter and we have a cliffhanger. It's about a kind of uncertainty that makes your reader want to find out what's going to happen next. So I use these all the time in my writing. You probably won't find too many chapter endings where I don't use some kind of cliffhanger. So cliffhangers can be positive or negative. So they can be something good that's about to happen, or they can be something bad that potentially will happen. And that's all what it's about, what is about to happen. So you're kind of a bit cheeky and you're leaving your reader at a point where you haven't quite told them what's going to happen next, but they're pretty sure it's going to be something exciting. So I'll give you a few examples of the type of cliffhangers you can use for your story. So the first one is where your reader doesn't know what's going to happen next. So your characters might be at a point where they're about to do something, but they haven't quite done it yet. So your reader is left going, oh, what are they going to do? How is this problem going to be solved? So you're leaving them where they don't know what's going to happen next, but something is about to happen. The second one is where something exciting is about to happen. So maybe your characters have just found out something fantastic and they're about to go on that part of their adventure. And you're leaving them at that point where that exciting thing is going to happen just on the next page. The third one can be at the point where your characters have had some trouble trying to get to that next part of their adventure. They don't know what they're going to do next. Everything seems really hopeless. How are they ever going to get through the next part? Maybe they're in danger. Maybe things are about to end, seem to be about to end really badly for them. And you leave your reader at that point, and they'll find out in the next page or the start of the next chapter what's going to happen to them. Another example is perhaps your characters have just found a solution to something. So they've had all these trials and that things aren't going very well from them. Maybe they're being chased by baddies, but they've just found out what that solution to this problem is going to be. So they're not going to solve it yet, but they've just figured out how they're going to get out of this situation or how they're going to solve their problem. And just at that point where they figure that out and they're about to do it, that's where you end your chapter. So as you can see, there are lots of different ways you can end those chapters, but the main thing is that you want to leave it at a point where your reader is dying to find out what is going to happen next. So you're setting them up with something great that's about to happen or something terrible that could be about to happen or maybe does happen in the next chapter. So that's how to do a cliffhanger, and it's a great way to get your readers wanting to keep on reading and turning the pages. And instead of finishing at that end of that chapter, they can't put their book down. They want to find out what's going to happen next and they go on to read the next chapter. So that's it from me on cliffhangers for this week. If you want to find out more writing tips and ideas, you can follow this YouTube channel for weekly videos. You can also go to my website at youngauthorsacademy.com where you can sign up for the newsletter to get your writing tips every week. Or you can check out the Facebook page. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. So hope to see you around where you can get more writing tips and hints from me. And meanwhile, enjoy writing your cliffhanger chapter ending.